All right, all right. I believe our sports network. Such a time as this. It's Clemson Eve.
It is.
It's Friday. It's almost game day, and we're here at Diamonds Gold Indirect in Anderson, South Carolina. This is a special place. I hear them on the radio all the time.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a row we've been here. Sponsored by Bleed Orange. I forget. I don't want to misstate the numbers, but they've won the best gold and diamond in the upstate for like 14, 15 years in a row. A lot. I don't know. Doing something right. It's just they got that personal
family
owned, family operated. They give it a personal touch.
Make you feel at home and just take care of yourself.
Guess what? They're huge Clemson fans. And they've also got a lot of Clemson memorabilia over here.
They do. They have some rings.
Got some rings. Got some balls signed by Dabo. They have a little jingle. You know what the jingle is, right? Jim knows what the jingle is. I heard it on the radio. I'm not going to try to mimic it, but I heard it on the radio today. So once you got a jingle, you made it in life.
That's true.
So we have got a lot to talk about here. First of all, I want to talk about, besides the sponsor we're at, let's talk about some other sponsors that have come on board here recently and what we're doing.
You've been a little busy.
Been very busy. Next week's going to be even busier. We're doing a show down at El Humidor at 2 p.m.
That is not to be confused with cigars. It's not El Humidor. It's Humidor.
That's what I keep thinking. Let's get this over here.
So,
So they got 4 places. They got one on 81. They got one on just opened up here on Clemson Boulevard.
Clemson Boulevard, right.
Going toward Clemson, but still in Anderson. It's called El Gigante El Humidor. And then they got one on Tiger Avenue going toward Lake Hartwell on the left-hand side. That's where we're going to do the show. We're going to do a 2 o'clock show.
Okay.
And we're going to do a 2 o'clock show down there. But I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm just being honest and transparent with you, if we're all going to go out to eat, my first pick in Mexican, but I've changed my mind. They've got
Mark that down. Well, wait till you hear the reason, though.
They've got a Philly cheesesteak
That's the
burrito.
reason.
The thing is huge.
First of all, for the record, Philly cheesesteak burrito that doesn't sound Mexican.
No,
So,
but it's huge. It's beautiful. I mean, I've been posting pictures on
not
Facebook.
that I have anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's
Well,
kind of Americanized.
I've actually, in the last month, I've been in there probably 11, 12 times, and they don't even give me a menu. They just say, you want the usual? And I said, yeah. Probably go there tonight if you want to.
Yep.
So we're going to do that. Okay, we have Boneyard Cycle. They renewed. And
Nice. They were there last year.
last year, we have a 7 o'clock game, so we're going to do a Saturday game. I got to confirm with the owner what time we're going to do that. Key of Anderson, of course, we did a show there.
Sure did. They're
Great
going
show.
towards Clemson. Down
Vapor Nation right down the road.
Vapor Nation. We did that.
We've
The first
opened up
game of the season.
twice. Yeah, twice we've done that.
So, yeah.
Fred Anderson Ford. No, Fred Anderson Toyota. My
Toyota.
bad. Fred Anderson Toyota, which is on Wade Hampton 29,
Over in Greer.
going into Greer towards Spartanburg.
They're doing the FSU game.
FSU game. He wanted the FSU game.
Maybe regretting that.
Maybe regretting that. But I met him last year, December, he wanted to do it. He had somebody in the family went to the hospital, and he called me back.
It was a timing.
And so we're doing Fred Anderson for the Toyota game. I mean, for the FSU game.
And don't forget Color Chaos.
Color Chaos. Jenna, she's been texting me all day long. She is a startup company. She is really trying and marketing this thing. And
Yeah, if you ever watch it online, it's some crazy stuff they do out there. And
well, you put on like a raincoat,
Yeah.
see-through transparent raincoat, and you get the little machine guns out there, and you get to shoot each other. It's a lot of fun. And they have a mobile unit, and you can set up mobile things and then come out and do parties and stuff like that. We're probably going to have them on at Bixby's, but it's a lot of fun. It's not that expensive, and it's just something.
Hey,
you got
that's
kids.
what we should do. We should actually do one out there and just shoot each other out there. I would love to shoot.
We ought to do a show out there. I'll do a show and get on, start shooting each other. I'd love to do that. Spray that head. And it all comes off. It gets on your clothes. I mean, even though you wear it as like some kind of paint. But the thing is, it'll come off, but if you turn the lights off, you glow in the dark for a couple of days. If you got the same shirt on.
Turn off the
No, your
so
shirt,
you're a
yeah.
black light. You
Can't see it on you, but you turn the light off and it glows. This Jen out there, we're going to have to come over to Bixby's. I'm going to see about doing a show out there. Clemson Marina Grill and Bar. We did the Georgia game there.
Yep.
Probably talking about
Nice.
doing a second game there. And I want to work it out where we can get on the boat and actually go out toward, I want to do a away game, or either have to do an early game, a late game, so we see the stadium and do a show on the boat.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
so
neat.
we talked about that, make sure we got the internet and all that stuff hooked up. So a lot of stuff going on. Got a lot of stuff going on next week. As far as people that are potentially coming on board, I'm not going to mention it till the dotted line signed, but a lot of stuff's happening here at I Bleed Orange. We're growing like crazy. We took on some new people. I don't know if I told you, hired a writer this week.
That's, a lot of things are going on this side. Guys, when you get out here, make sure you share I Bleed Orange with everybody, every Clemson fan out there right now, because the site suffered some issues. It's being rebuilt back right now, so make sure you get out there and you share it to everybody. It'll come right back.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that I'm just going to leave it that sometimes people get. I'll say just call it jealousy. I'll just leave it at that. Just go.
All right, enough on that.
But anyway, we appreciate you.
Stuff out of our control.
Absolutely.
But I want to do a shout out to Sean Shirley.
Yep.
Sean Ashley. I don't know where Shirley's coming from. Sean Ashley, I've known him for years. He's our new IT part. Well, he's been with us about a month, and he's doing all our internet stuff. This guy is one of the best IT guys in the nation. He's streaming a lot of this stuff. He's got a lot of stuff going on in the back office with the SEO management stuff you don't see, but stuff I see. It's incredible what he's doing on the website. Shout out to Sean Ashley, my boy. He's there in Spartanburg. Known him for years. All right. Any other sponsors?
Hotel, you mentioned.
Well, we unsigned the dotted line. I got a meeting.
So we
next
can't
week.
really mention that yet.
Yeah.
So there you go. So probably that's about it for the moment.
Yeah, we should have like 3 or 4 people come on next week. But let me think back.
Game is tomorrow. Is at 12 o'clock. Need to talk about that right
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if anybody knows this. There's a game tomorrow.
No, I think
The
that
shirts don't give it away, but it has something to do with Orange, something to do with Tiger Paws.
and
And it's in the Valley. It's a noon game. It's the Textile Bowl.
it's Textile Bowl.
It's the
They won
Textile
it
Bowl.
last year.
We've won it the last 20 times we played, and we've won it 17 times. Vegas, last I checked, had set a 20-point favor.
We're going to cover that.
Here's the most interesting thing, and I started found this out this week before we did our podcast. I heard about it. If we win, which I think we will win,
Oh, I do too.
we'll be the first ACC team to have 800 wins, conference wins, ACC conference wins. So we'll be the first ACC team to hit 800. Now that goes way back 72 years. That's how long we've been in ACC.
That's a long time.
Hey, Brandon, you coming back? Okay, be back for the picks. So 800 wins. We're the first person. We're going to do it this year.
Clemson leads the
Assuming we'll do it
series.
tomorrow.
Clemson leads the series 60-30-1.
60-31.
So one time and all that time.
And I guess there's a time where we tied or something.
So there is a time. That's what the one is.
We don't do the ties anymore, do we?
No, we do not.
just keep playing.
So
You play until the sun comes
play-
down and goes back up.
Exactly.
Fat lady sings or doesn't sing.
60-30-1 is a pretty good record, but
Who wants to tie anyways?
nobody does. That's all I say. That's like kissing your sister.
We'll be the 14th team ever to do an 800 conference win. Hold on a second. Get us some shots while we're doing this. Just take a picture. You send it to us later. We'll put you on payroll, man. All right. Saturday represents Clemson's 71st year in the ACC. Like I said, 72.
You said
NC
72.
State starter CJ Bailey is out. We have a true freshman. He's never taken a college snap before, and he's going to be starting. That should be an advantage. I want to say that they're 2-1. They play Tennessee. We'll talk about Tennessee in a little bit, but Tennessee pretty good. But anyways, their defense, they've had several sacks. There's gonna be a little bit of pressure on Clemson. I think that in the beginning we're going to work that out, work kinks out, and our offense getting going. But it ain't going to be like it is with App State.
No.
I think the defense is
Not
going
at
to
all.
pressure Cade a little bit more.
There's going to be you're certainly going to see it tighter, but at the same time, what you did see last week is you saw a great opportunity where we separated the offense, the receivers. The receivers got some experience. They actually reached out and they got the ball and they stretched the defense.
Let me put it
You
this
saw
way.
a lot of that, and I think you're going to see more of that.
Let me put it this way. Razzle dazzle, baby. Now, I've been talking about this for 4 years. Podcast and everything. Razzle dazzle. That's all I was yelling at the thing. And here's the deal. We've been saying this for 4 years. Offense is sexy. Defense defense wins championship. Offense wins games, right? Our defense has been pretty solid for the last 4 years.
Defense has been good.
But
Offensive line will look great.
I left Saturday's game, and basically it reminded me of the Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence days, the T. Higgins, Mike Williams. It reminded me of all that. We're clicking on all four cylinders.
Well, look
We
at all the
weren't
records
doing.
He said, Clemson set
Yeah.
tremendous records there. So yes,
We set the most points ever scored in a halftime
that's right.
and the most yards ever scored in a halftime.
That's right.
He did enough for a whole game.
Yes.
He didn't even need to play second half. Imagine if he played second half. He could set some records for all the young states of all football ever. But the main thing is this: we mixed it up,
And that's a good team, to be fair.
the play calling, because we talked about it after the Georgia game.
We did.
The play calling is what we've been talking about for 4 years. Where is it? Well, they had it. They're doing some of the long plays. They're going for it and doing some sweeps. Did a flea flicker one time.
What I said about the Georgia game is Clemson became very predictable.
Stale.
And I said, if I'm a fan sitting out watching the game, in my case, I was at my couch watching the game, but nevertheless, I still was watching the game. If I'm sitting there and I can predict what you're going to do at third and long, I can promise you that a guy that gets paid millions of dollars, I can promise you he's going to know exactly what you're going to do. And guess what? He did. Now, take that over against App State. That's the exact opposite of what happened. In fact, the first play, what happened? He separated, boom, there he goes, and spreads the defense.
Yeah, we've been talking about. We want Brian Wesco. Been talking about. He moved off season. T.J. Moore. Both of those guys. That was a 72-yard pass. That was Wesco.
Exactly.
Wesco reminds me of
which also did it not then open up the run who had a breakaway.
So another 70-yard run.
Right. He had that was one of his he had one of his largest runs right there.
I believe he had 120 yards or
something.
but
that one run was probably his largest run that he had. So that goes back to what I'm saying. If you cannot be one dimensional. If you become one dimensional, you get very, very predictable. That's the exact opposite of what happened last week. And I think you're going to see more of that happen tomorrow. I really do.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see.
Yeah. It built up some confidence, and then we went into a bye week. We, usually want a bye week when you kind of banged up this later in the season, but you can't control the schedule.
You get the bye week came at a decent time. We still have some guys that we had.
We had Peter Moore. He's questionable. Right. He's back.
Right. So it's okay.
Sammy Brown's supposed to be getting a lot of play time.
He is.
I've been excited about Sammy Brown for 2 years. They mentioned his name a couple times at the stadium last Saturday. Just remember that name. I remember I was sitting at a gas station at Drayton, South Carolina, and he was looking at Alabama and Georgia, and they said, Clemson got Sammy Brown. He signed. And I was like, yeah. And because I've been watching some tape on him, and he reminds me of a young Brian Bosworth.
Yes, I can see that.
He's a beast, but he's not as crazy as Bosworth.
That would be true.
I don't think he's going to get the hair going.
Is this? Do you remember what happened last year? NC State Clemson game?
Yeah. Well,
remember the final outcome?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think will happen? Do you think we'll be out for revenge this year? Do you think
of course, we're at home.
Do you think that Clemson will look at it and because I'm sure Dabo will use it more for his advantage there? Because
I was a little surprised when I saw 20-point Vegas, but now that I think about it, when we do our picks, I kind of go along with those lines, 3 scores. I don't think it's going to be close. I really don't. Plus, they got the freshman quarterback coming in. He's never played. We'll see. But the way our offense look, defense is solid. We got the 12th man. We got Death Valley. It's hard for no team to come in Death Valley and play. A couple other things. What else?
Let's get them to tell us a little bit about Diamonds Gold Direct a little bit.
Well, get Jim come on, then we'll come back to picks. You'll come on and get new picks with us. They're with clients right now.
Tied up.
All right, so let's just talk about what's going on in football in general. We'll get the picks in a little bit. So, kind of a weird season, Well, we played Georgia, and I'm thinking Georgia's on a whole nother level. And Georgia played Kentucky.
Well, what about that game?
I mean, what about that game? And
Kentucky lost to Carolina thoroughly.
Right, and Carolina should beat LSU.
And I was going to say,
but then that wasn't college football great.
Exactly.
All this crazy stuff going on.
I love Clemson ball, but I had to give credit to Carolina because they really played a good game.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at that game, and I'm not one of these guys, but I officiated many times. There was some calls that were just some touchiness. And I was like, man, that's just harsh.
Yeah.
And but it is what it is. At the end of the day, a win is a win and a loss is a loss, and that's how you got to look at it.
It's just, I mean, that's what you like. You don't know what's going to happen when the season starts. And, who would have thought that Carolina got killed by Kentucky, and Kentucky almost beat the number one team at the time. Of course, we know who's number one now.
Carolina killed Kentucky. You said got killed by.
I'm sorry. Carolina killed Kentucky. Excuse me.
And then
Kentucky
loses by a point to Georgia.
And should have won.
Absolutely.
There was a pick six. They reviewed it. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it was. Anyways,
it was again one of them calls, which we've seen a lot of.
So that's what makes college football great.
It does.
You never know. So, the rankings come out. We don't play. We move up to 21.
That's true.
We'd rather have played and moved up, but Texas, number one. What do you think about that?
I mean,
Arch Manning.
I mean, 20.7 miles per hour run. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Is that what they said?
20.7 mile per hour run.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I get on the treadmill. You go
absolutely
a treadmill. A treadmill goes at 12 miles an hour. Now you're in a car. You're not moving at 12 miles. You get on a treadmill. You run 12 miles. And it's 27 miles an hour for
not 27, 20.7.
Oh, 20. Still, that's fast.
Yeah, 20.7.
Yeah, anything in the 20s is kicking
it. They said, yeah, he can run 20 miles an hour, and they'd get clocked him. They had it 20.7.
Well, he comes from the Manning family.
Yeah, but
Arch Manning.
He's faster than his brothers.
Yeah,
his uncles. He's faster than the rest of them.
Texas looks solid. Tennessee. Let's talk a little bit about Tennessee. You got Nico, the quarterback. True freshman. He looks like if he ain't going to get the Heisman.
We send all our used orange to Tennessee. That's how they get their color. Just so you know.
Burn orange. It ain't real orange.
Well, yeah, it's faded orange.
We bleed orange. They bleed burn orange. But anyways, Tennessee looks solid. They look solid.
They do.
We're going to talk about those games in a little bit. So we got a lot of good games coming up. We got Tennessee and Oklahoma. We'll get into picking that. You got Brent Venables used to be our defense coach. I missed him. But I understand why he went out to Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, that was a dream. That's his whole thing. He went to Oklahoma. In fact, he said if that opportunity opens up for him, that's the one opportunity he'll take, and that's what he did. He did. It opened up to him, and he did. I watched Virginia. That game. I watched that game that they played, and they got beat. It was a tough loss on that one.
So we were talking a little bit on the podcast about Dabo and how we've gone to the top of the mountain, and it's hard to anybody stay at the top of the mountain. Well, and then there've been a lot of complaining among the fan base.
Here again, you have the same people talking about, and I'm going to tell you.
Well, when you talk about the portal,
we'll
talk about that a little bit.
You have people talk about the NIL, right?
Yeah.
And probably what that is, Dabo argued it perfectly. He said that the reason why the NIL is not effective for what he does, first of all, they're not.
Let's talk about the portal. Let's get the NIL.
Right. Well, the thing is, he said they're not the type of caliber that he's looking for in the first place. And I'm going to show you something. Look at FSU right now, who's got
two teams.
Guy.
Well, I know. Two teams. Let's talk about the portable is more the thing they've been complaining about. The Clemson.
Absolutely.
FSU, App State, two huge portable teams. FSU especially.
Yeah.
DJ and all that stuff. Look where they're sitting.
Colorado.
The NIL, I was talking to a lady. She's going to come on here in a little bit. And here's the problem. I don't have we talked about this in the podcast. What I think they ought to do, talking about DJ, and then talking about what he did at Clemson, and go to Oregon State. Now he's at FSU. Seems like he's been playing since I was in kindergarten.
He's been playing a long time.
But we talked about in podcasts.
At least showing up.
All of a sudden, you're 17, 18-year-old person, quarterback or whatever, gets this high school attention, and everybody's bidding on you, and all of a sudden you go to this team and you become a millionaire overnight. We were talking about, of course, we don't make decisions in college football, but why don't they have a transition period, like show yourself, come on the first year, see what you do, and then we'll decide to give you a deal or not.
So
you see what I'm saying?
Michael Jordan had an interview a while back. I've mentioned this to you before. And he said, back at the time when we were going through there, he said, we had to prove who we were.
Yeah.
Well, and he says, now you got these guys coming in here and you're paying them millions of dollars in this stuff, and they haven't proved who they are yet.
Proved anything.
And so then you get out there and the spotlight gets on them and they don't perform.
Yeah.
And he says, so
let them come in and play a year probation on NIL, and then
that same scenario, just it's not it's not the same situation. The pressure.
And it also,
I mean, we have proof of that.
yeah,
You know, it's not what it's cracked up to be. And I know we're going to have some people complain about it. And that's fine.
it's college football in
Exactly.
general has changed. The landscape's never going to be the same. It's always been a big money thing.
You learn to
It
adapt.
used to be the guy had $5 in his bank account. He went to Georgia, he went to Alabama, he went to Clemson, he interviewed, and next thing you know, he's down there in Georgia or Alabama driving a brand new BMW.
But you have,
Remember, it's just been going on for years.
the players still have to adapt and buy into the program. They have to believe in what the coach is doing.
Yeah.
And that is what Dabo does at Clemson. And that's why
Well,
their program's still been
he's
successful.
been consistent.
Yes.
He's the most winningest coach
Exactly.
in Clemson history. And, you know, Howard,
I put him up against
Frank
Scott
Howard
coaches.
was the most winning, but Frank Howard coached a lot more years. Nothing to take back from Frank Howard.
Absolutely
Just
not.
saying, Dabo did it in a shorter period of time. So we got the best of both worlds. We got Dabo, a great guy. He's a Christian. He loves his players. He does the right thing, and he wins football games.
Y'all got to check out this place over here because guys,
They're busy.
They're just wide open over
This
here.
place is wide open. They're all
They
over the
got- they got-
radio.
They got customers over here all over the place.
I mean, you know, once I Bleed Orange shows up, there's something going on.
Yeah,
But,
they got a lot going.
so, all right. So going back to that,
Mhm.
I talked about it years ago, even before they even came up with this NIL deal. I was thinking, well, if you're a full-time student and you're a football player, and we had Ben Hall on our podcast. He played for
Yes.
Clemson. He played for Tennessee Titans. He's a sponsor of ours. We talked about it. I got to thinking. I said, you know, if you're in college full-time and you're playing football, you really ain't got time for a job.
No.
So you either got dad or mom pitching in, throwing some money in there, or you're eating ramen noodles, while the other people going out and having a steak dinner.
Ramen, by the way.
It's a ramen.
Yeah.
So you're doing that deal. And we always thought, like, well, let's just give them everybody the same amount of money, and then and then years went by, and then all of a sudden the NIL,
Yeah, we all know the boosters helped them out too.
NIL just kind of came out of nowhere real quick. It happened all real quick. But the stuff was going on for years. It just wasn't. It was under the table.
Yeah, and they were getting
I mean-
their education was taken care of and obviously stuff, and that's the whole point of it. But there are people arguing this stuff. But the truth is,
Let's get back.
you're getting a lot of good education. You're getting a lot of things. So I'm not a fan of the NIL. I never have been. I'm not going to be. I just don't agree with it. So it's just my personal opinion. So
Another 10 minutes. We'll get to that. Can you go to another 10 minutes?
yeah, we can go from there.
All right. They're real busy. We're trying to get the guys on
So-
here to come talk about Diamonds, Gold, and Direct.
Diamonds and Gold.
Diamond and Gold Direct.
Where is this location?
This is the Belvedere Plaza.
Belvedere Plaza.
Behind Taco. You got what's it called? Hammocks over here. Yeah, you got it's the Belvedere Plaza right behind
Yeah,
Taco
Belvedere
Bell.
Plaza. Harbor Freight's across the street.
Yeah,
You got-
Main
you got-
Street going into not too far to get into downtown Anderson. It's right here in
But they will do. They
the mall's right across the street.
They have huge selection, guys.
They've got awards. They got all these stickers on their door. I mean, they're the best of the best.
Great customer service. They treat you like family. They really do. So.
Yeah, it's not like a, what I don't want to cut down any of the other ones they're saying, but it's not like a Cage Jewel or something like that. It's just more of a family owned. They give it a local touch. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's not one of these big old corporations 30 years.
30 years.
doing something.
Mike voted best and best jeweler.
How many years? I keep
9.
Nine.
nine
years.
nine
Best
in a
jeweler.
row.
Every year they have.
Every year they've had it. There you go. That's
Yeah.
pretty big.
So they go over and above what a big.
They do. They do. There's no question on it. I'm just, you can tell it when you come in the door. They definitely take care of the
So yeah, you're looking. You got that special person in your life, and you want to only buy that thing one time. You want to come down and
check them out. They
put a
are
ring on their
worth-
finger.
check.
You got a lot of different things, graduation gifts, all kind of stuff down here.
Definitely worth checking. And they're busy. They've been busy the entire time
Christmas-
we started doing this. They
Christmas
have
is
been
coming up.
wide open. In fact, that's why nobody's coming over to talk to us because they've been slammed the
I mean,
entire time.
this
Great.
this Friday about to close, and they're just slammed.
So,
But yeah, I mean, you got that special lady in your life. Women just love jewelry. As you notice, I have no jewelry on. At one time, I had a wedding.
I have this one on,
I'm just.
but that's just so y'all see that wherever the camera is. We'll go here.
We're streaming it.
That's
too.
my Clemson ring right there. So that's the most important thing.
So yeah, I don't have the
I tried to
wedding
show
thing
that
on.
one, but I couldn't get it right to the spot.
I tried to wear
That's it.
watches. They always break. I'm just a hands-on guy. I got my phone. I got to have my phone.
Gotta have fun. I heard that.
So we're excited. A lot of things happening. We're kicking and popping. We're growing. It's
Anyway,
just
game is
unbelievable
tomorrow,
what's
12
going on.
o'clock. Gonna talk about picks in a minute.
We'll go down there and shoot a little live thing before the game at our parking spot. Well, we got to get some Jim on here. Where? Y'all want to come on for a second?
Yeah.
All right, we got to get them on here. They're really. This is just telling you the truth.
It's wide
They're
open.
they're
This
wide
is
open like
crazy.
this every time I come in here. All right.
Well, hold on.
So here's the owner here. He was on last
Jim.
year. Welcome back. But
We, we appreciate you. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is for you, really.
And then we're gonna do
We're
picks.
just a family store, me and my wife, and we've got the rest of all here, our family. Been here 30 years. We have a large assortment of estate jewelry, definitely the largest selection of diamonds in Anderson, probably in the upstate, to be
There you
honest.
go.
We've been collecting and saving jewelry. We have just about every type you can imagine right now.
Yeah.
What
What are your hours?
We're 10 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Of course, going into the holidays, we'll probably change those
Change
a little bit. But right now, we're taking the Sunday, Monday off.
And
Give us some
I'm
break.
telling them, Belvedere Plaza, you got an exact location. I mean, that's
Yeah, we're
whatever
across the
that
street
is.
from the mall. It's pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Taco Bell is probably the biggest satellite right in front of the plaza. Taco Bell, McDonald's, but
Directly behind Taco Bell.
Yeah,
There you
directly
go.
behind Taco Bell.
straight back.
But,
Take this.
Easy to find. As soon as you're in the
website, website.
Yeah, Diamonds and Gold direct.com.
And they're on our website.
Yeah.
We're promoting them. So, yeah.
But we got a large selection. You got to check it out.
All right.
They're a nice store. But what I like about them is, and noticed it last year, it's just the way they treat you. They got
Yeah, it's
great
like
customer
family. People
service.
come in
We're
here.
family. I'm not a tie and shirt kind of guy, so you know,
I'm not either.
we're not.
We're not either. You don't see me
We're
showing
not
up.
pretentious people. You walk
wear a
in,
tie,
you
I'll
don't
send you
feel,
home.
you don't feel intimidated. Like, ooh, you know. We try to give you that family like
There you
feeling.
go. There you go.
Is it y'all finance or is it just?
Don't do any. We do some outside.
Yeah.
We don't do any in-house financing
Okay, that's cool.
as far as that goes. But
You trade, you
with the
trade.
price of gold going
you
up.
buy
we
gold.
get
You
in.
buy gold.
Yeah, we do a little bit of
Yeah.
buying gold. And, you have some old jewelry you need to get out of the house or old relationship
Yeah.
you're done with. Trade it in. Start fresh.
There you go.
Good thing about gold is
Yeah.
it keeps its value. There you
Yeah.
The
go.
price of
keeps its
gold
value.
is a record again today.
And we know what a
It's been
woman's
going
best
up
friend
like
is, right? A woman's best friend is
Oh,
a diamond. And we got guys. We're
and
watching
you got
this.
any friends you want to change? Hey, we can make them a wife.
You know, just like that. All you got to do is get down on your knees. And
Well, so let's
and we got the holidays.
let's go and get the picks on in here. Bring in Brandon over here too. And so
Well, who else gonna do the picks with us? Just us three, four.
Yeah, they're all right.
everybody's tied up.
Mike, you always
He was
you always
tied up.
run this thing fast, but we'll go ahead and start doing the picks.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
How you?
let's all get in here. We haven't both these. All right, so we're in the fourth week. We had a bye week last week. We got USC and Michigan. Who wants to talk about that one first?
Well, guys, I get back at it. I got some people waiting.
Okay,
on.
okay, we'll get you. Let's three do it.
All right.
Any y'all want to get the picks? Everybody's gonna get the Tiger Can, right?
So USC,
We'll do the Tiger Can then.
we got USC, and we
Michigan.
got Michigan. What's USC rate?
USC is 11 and Michigan is 18. Michigan won the national championship last year. Michigan lost their head coach and their starting quarterback, and they lost one this year.
And they didn't look good last week.
It's a 3:30 kickoff. They did not. They're not. It's hard to repeat unless your head coach is Nick Saban or.
Where's that game at?
That game is in Michigan.
Yeah,
Still got you.
I got USC by
is
14.
looking better than I thought they would.
USC is going to win it by 14. My personal opinion.
I don't have a spread on that
I'll
game.
go with Michigan.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense, but I just don't think with everything they got.
That's a heck of a field there. I think
It
it's
is.
the biggest. Is it not the biggest? The biggest or
The
second?
problem with it is they have to overcome so much that I just think that's going to be tough. And I don't think USC is not a bad opponent. So I just don't think. I think that's going to be tougher for them. So we'll see.
All right. So second game we got is Utah. So you got Michigan.
I have USC.
Yeah, and I got USC.
So we have two USC.
3:30 kickoff. Second game we got Utah's a weird team. They just kind of creep up there. Utah is actually ranked number 12.
So the question is, what did
And they're
Utah
playing
do
Oklahoma
what did
State.
Utah do last week?
Huh?
Remember what Utah did last week?
I do not remember what they did
If
last
I'm not
year.
mistaken, they lost. Is that correct?
No, they're number 12, man. They didn't lose.
You sure of that?
I'm sure of
Well,
that.
maybe I'm looking at a different game.
These came from legitimate game day picks.
Okay, well, then that's.
I mean, this came from, the
Oklahoma
ESPN
State,
schedule.
That's Gundy's team, right?
I love Gundy.
Yes.
Me too.
Gundy's a gorilla.
But hey, Utah is a good coach too.
I like Gundy's he reminds me of Pat McAfee as far as like how he does the
I agree
shows.
with
About Gumby's just out of the box. I like the way he coaches.
Any man that rocks a mullet.
Yeah, he rocks the mullet. I like his attitude. He
He
doesn't
does
take
do that. Yeah, I give him that.
he doesn't take what from anybody. I'm liking
I think
Oklahoma
that's going to be a
State.
close game.
They usually have a really good offense. Their defense is kind of questionable.
I'm thinking of Wisconsin, by the way.
Utah's 12.
That's the game I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin got them.
With
Cheesy.
it was Wisconsin that I'm thinking of, and I was thinking Utah.
Cheeseheads
It's
got smashed by Alabama. I was
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
forward to that
yeah.
game, and Alabama's
Yeah,
going all the way to
that's-
Wisconsin.
That's
and
the game because I was thinking to myself, well, Utah, but it was not. It was
not a close game.
It was Wisconsin. So
yeah,
I think Utah is going to bring that one out, but I think that's going to be a really close game.
Close. I'm gonna go Oklahoma State.
I'm going to Oklahoma State. All right, game day. And you asked me earlier today if I've ever been to Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee. Beautiful campus up there in Knoxville. Beautiful stadium. Now, I've never been to the stadium to watch a football game. But Tennessee, let me talk a little bit about this
I've
game.
been to a Tennessee Clemson game.
Tennessee right now is 6.
We won that game.
Bowl game.
Tennessee's ranked 6. The rankings right now, I have them as number 2. I think they're that good.
I think they're good.
And the reason I think they're that good is the quarterback, first of all, is the real deal. Nico, true freshman. If he doesn't get the Heisman this year, I just call him Nico, kind of like DJ.
Same.
DJ. We all call DJ. But Tennessee's defense stepped up this year. So they got the defense thing going. They're playing Oklahoma. Brent Venables used to coach defense over here. He's their head coach now. I hate to pull against Brent.
So, right.
It's
I
a
got
7:30 ESPN game day.
I got my heart, and then I got who I'm going to pull for. I want Venables to win that game, but I honestly think that Tennessee's going to win.
And they're playing at Tennessee.
I think Tennessee's going to win it. So if I had to pick, I think Tennessee's probably going to win it by about 10 points. I think that's probably fair.
That's quick.
I would love to see Oklahoma win that.
Same. But you betting with money, you're going with Tennessee.
Yes.
Tennessee's got a new coach, got a quarterback, defense looking good, everything. They're
Which-
playing at home. It's that's the game to watch. It's 7:30
Tomorrow,
p.m. prime time.
tomorrow is the Clemson's hosting NC State tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Really, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
Something new.
Right. So that's the game we got to look at. The spread has it at 20 points.
20.5 last I saw. It could change, but
I'm going to go first.
go ahead. I'll go
I
last.
think we're going to beat that spread, and we're going to beat it by 27 points. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because I think, first of all, last year didn't look so great. We had some issues. We had some issues a little bit. You can get them out there. So.
Well, I'm trying to
Anyway, so last year
There you go.
it was
We got
by
it. There
it
you
was. I think we're going to win it by 27. I think we're going to have a break show, and it's going to. It really comes down to how well we open that game up. It really does. But that being said, we show we have the ability to do it, and as long as we do that, we do the things. And I think because we're a better team, I really do. I think we're going to. I think we're going to win. We're going to
27
beat, we're
points.
going to beat the spread. 27 is what I think. So
go
ahead.
Go home.
I got Clemson. I don't know who will beat the spread. I would say Clemson by 10.
but that's not beating the
Guessing,
spread.
just guessing. No, I don't think we will beat the spread.
I think, well, home game, noon game. We won 17 on the last 20. Doesn't mean anything. But, I mean, defense solid. You got no, except for the safety that we lost, the injured players. Peter Wood's going to be in there. Sammy Brown's going to get some playing time.
We still have a lot of depth.
The offense clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, absolutely.
We had a week off. I prefer not to have it this week, but playing at Death Valley, I think the offense, in the beginning, it's going to start off a little bit slow. I think we'll go to halftime, leading by maybe a touchdown, maybe 10 points, 14, something like that. And I think we'll get the second half, and we'll start clicking on offense and just take over. And I think by fourth quarter, we might even see the second string in. I'm going 20 points, 20, 21 points. I don't think it's going to be that close.
20 or 21. One covers the spread and one doesn't.
I'll go 21.
All right. Then.
I mean, I'm not even putting any money on it, but I'll go 21. I was talking to a good friend of mine coming down here. He went to NC State. He's like, yeah, go Pack and all that. And I was like, well, "Look, put your money on that." He goes, "I'm only going to put my money on that."
I bought some tickets and stuff.
When Vegas comes up with these, when Vegas comes up with these spreads,
He doesn't think
Vegas-
they're going in.
Vegas doesn't like to lose money. When they're talking about money, people, they're pretty serious about that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they get these things, put all the factors in. So when they come up with something like that, it means something. And of course, they win most of the time, but sometimes that doesn't happen.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't happen. All right, so this is what I see. We're going undefeated the rest of the season. Could be wrong, but I'm saying we are. Go to the ACC championship. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going to happen. Go to the ACC championship.
Okay.
Playing Miami.
Miami.
They've been building up.
Now,
They got
do
a
you think that's going to be mine?
Yeah, I think Miami's going to be in there. Miami's besides
What about Georgia Tech?
no, I mean Miami.
They're good. They're
Miami's
solid.
quarterback solid. They've been building up Miami for a while, and I think they finally are the real deal this year.
Maybe.
But they,
I'm not.
they
I'm
start
not.
strong.
They're
a lot,
right,
though.
Dave, aren't they?
They start strong a lot and
Well,
tail off.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
Let's try
Exactly.
that.
Clemson,
Where Georgia Tech has, we might
they
be.
got a program.
Yeah, and we might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying don't count
Yes.
the Rambling Rick out because they might.
And I left the
where they
game
came from, but
way back when we were up by 17.
we don't have the leagues this year.
We lost.
No,
Even the SEC. So we got the 12-team playoff, and if you win your conference and you're in top ranked in that 12, you get a box.
so I'm going to pick another game, by the way, that is tomorrow. That's not really one of our picks, but
What does that have to do with it?
it doesn't. But I just thought about it. So
It's ADD.
we
I thought I had
we have
ADD.
Florida State versus California.
Oh,
Florida State has got their worst start.
Where did you come up with that?
It's very true. They're 0-3.
it's the Cal.
So the question is, do you think Florida State will go?
Florida
0-3?
State, they're FSU is
God, it's
ticked
hard to
off. They're
pick.
saying DJ starting, and
I
they
don't know much
all.
about California.
California's not been bad. They're 3-0 right now.
I would bet on California.
I would
Florida State
too.
looks awful.
Or you throw some weird thing out
I
there.
do too.
We-
Hey,
we watched
I thought
DJ.
that was a good one.
Are they playing at
They
Florida
got-
State or
I
California?
believe.
It doesn't matter if DJ's
I-
quarterback.
He is
Well,
gonna
you
be-
saw
I think
last
he's
week
starting.
where the horse went to put the stake on the ground and he fell over. Right. So that's very true. I got it.
Oh,
He fell over. So and I said that isn't anything. That shows you what their season's like. So,
by the way, they ought to get that back to Braves. You corrected me on that. I thought the Braves did that.
Deion Sanders actually started that
Yeah.
with Florida State with that brought it to the Braves. So that is correct.
So I don't really not upset about Florida State not playing. I'm not a huge Florida State
Anyway,
fan.
I think that Florida State's going to go 0-4. That's my pick.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know much about California except they live out.
They're
California.
3-0.
They're out there in California.
That's
They're
all I
3-0.
know. They're 3-0.
Okay.
But you know
Should've been
DJ's
fun.
quarterback.
DJ's quarterback,
That's where
It's the
I'm
most
going.
frustrating quarterback I've ever watched.
but he plays good in practice.
Well,
Hey,
they're not
hey.
practicing Saturday though.
He plays good in practice. Didn't you hear that a couple years ago? And that's the
I
same
heard
thing they say in
that
Florida. But he
so
plays good
many
in practice.
times. It's unreal. And I'm like, yes, but that doesn't
Practice
matter.
doesn't win football games.
That is correct.
I mean,
So-
the real game wins the game. So enough about that. Hope you get a baseball contract.
So we
That's
just
baseball.
had to bring one more
All
out
right.
because I thought it was fun.
Too good.
Don't throw us off track. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of the season. We got a 12-team playoff. We got Clemson. I think going out. I think South Carolina's made sense, even though we're playing at Clemson.
That quarterback looks very good.
Quarterback.
Sellers.
Sellers.
Very
And
good.
who's that
Look,
defensive dude they got?
Look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Oh wait, you know what? It's you. You need to come this
you're
way.
going the wrong way.
This way. There you go. So I think South Carolina is a much better team than.
Of course they are.
They're a much
Yeah.
better team, and they're starting to believe their program. That's the thing about college football. They're starting to
Well, I've
believe
always
the
liked
program. Well, you got to remember one thing
Lots of
that Shane Beamer has.
Yeah.
What is one thing that Shane Beamer has that people don't realize?
It's that.
Daddy's up in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, he's up in the booth. Exactly. I mean, that's phenomenal. So and he wants his son to do well. So that's good.
Yeah. It's a good rivalry game.
It is.
I mean,
It is a
we
great
own
game.
them when you look at it, but it's always, you never can tell. Even when we played out in 2015, you remember that? When we came out of nowhere and went to the national championship and almost beat Alabama, they almost beat us that year. Remember
Oh yeah.
that last second field goal they missed?
Believe me, I've got
Yeah, they could've won
for Christmas.
Yeah.
Believe me, that was that 5 in a row
Oh, those are.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I don't
It's
usually
like-
suffer from.
But
depression.
it's so funny from that point
5
on.
years.
It was so funny from that point on
I'm
how
not kidding
quiet, how quiet it got.
No, you.
How quiet it got, and after that. So hey,
So that's
it's okay.
Facebook Live. That's the YouTube.
Anyway,
Try to look at both of them.
so again,
Y'all ask questions, we'll answer them later. But yeah, so here we go. Let's talk about where we're getting at the end of the year, and then we'll have come on here, and then we're gonna get the Tiger Chant in here. We're gonna even get people off the street. We'll do it right. But all right, so I love we first started talking about 12-game playoffs. I was like, no, but then the more I thought about it, like, yeah, and a couple of reasons I like that. If you look back about 4 or 5 years ago when UCF went 24-0.
Yeah.
And you got somebody like, I remember Coastal Carolina broke the top 10. But you got one of those teams. Who's the team? Liberty they're talking about?
There's
Outside
always
team.
one.
There's always that one team, man. The Cinderella story that wouldn't have a chance to win for the 12-team
Deserves a
playoff.
shot. It deserves
Yeah.
a shot.
And let them win the conference. At least get them in the mix. That's what makes NCAA March Madness so exciting. You got the underdogs in there.
it does, but that requires 64 teams, and that's still
Yeah.
12.
12's enough.
You're not going to have that scenario still
12's enough.
because it's just not going to happen. It would take the season would take too
Do you
long.
remember 2019?
Yes.
Okay, we're in the 14 pickoff. I was in the 14 pick because polls didn't really mean anything till you got to December.
Correct.
After Thanksgiving, and they go on, and then at night on like a Monday or Tuesday night at 7:30, and they go number 1 Alabama. I think it's Georgia. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But we were number 2 going into that. Number 2 in the AP poll. And I'm down there in Atlanta, and I'm watching. We're number 2, and they announce somebody else number 2, and they announce number 3, and I'm like. And they announced somebody else, and we're number 5. You remember that?
Mhm.
And we ended up winning it that year. But this gives the team on
We
the
were on the
fringe.
bubble.
Yeah, on the bubble. This gives the team on the fringe.
Let's not even talk about that one. Let's talk about last year.
Okay.
Last year
Florida State.
was Florida State, who ran the table.
Yeah.
Ran.
Well, Georgia should have been in there last year.
Well, hold on. Won the ACC championship. Here's why they didn't get picked: because their starting
hurt.
quarterback, broke his leg,
Yeah.
and they come back through and they go, but they still won the ACC championship.
Yeah.
And the powers that be go, yeah, but they don't deserve to be there.
Well,
They're 13-0, and you say they don't deserve to be there.
the way they're
That
doing
is-
the conference,
that is
the way, if you win your
totally-
conference, you're in, and the way they're giving 12
except
teams
for last year.
gives enough. We're not talking about. It's fair.
It was-
I think it's a fair system.
It was like my point is they totally proved why they needed the expansion this
Yeah.
year. Where before I wasn't there, and then all of a sudden they did that, and I was like, "You've got to be joking me!" Because
Well, guess what? Guess what?
totally
People love football. Gives us more football.
yeah. Well, it's
We
true.
got more games. It's just not one.
Can't argue that one with you,
Yeah, and I don't think it
unless
goes about
it's
12.
not your team. But other than
Yeah.
that,
But it gives guys an outside chance. And let's even go back. Clemson won in '81. Back then, there's the Orange Bowl and the Rose Bowl.
Mhm.
You remember way back then. And then you had the 1 playing the 3 and the 2 playing the 4. So mathematically, you had to have some weird things happen.
Yes.
The number 1 won, he was automatically in.
Yes.
The number 3 won, he had a chance to win if the 2 lost to the 4. And then the 2 won, then the 3 guy wasn't fair. So none of that was really fair.
No.
And I think 12-team playoffs is fair. And I think if you win the ACC championship or the SEC championship and you're in the top of those leagues ranked, you get a bye. And you get a home field advantage. That's cool.
It's going to be interesting how they pick it. I'm going to.
Wouldn't it be cool to go to?
I think it'll be certainly. You should have more parity opportunities. We'll see how that works out, plays out. We'll see. I would like to say it's going to be more fair, and I hope it will be. I'm still not
I think it's a
100%
fair
sold
system they got.
yet. I'd like to say I think that way, but I'm not.
That's not fair.
I don't know yet.
Fair
I'm
in the
just-
14,
because
right?
I've seen things that I didn't agree with before, and so that I
If
look
a-
at them
if
and
a 12 seed wins, then there's going to be that same issue with the 13 seed.
see, right, you're going to still have
It gets to a point.
right. You're going to have people still coming back.
It's
and you're
like
gonna-
it's like this.
gonna
It's like
constantly happen.
this. It gets to a point where it gets ridiculous because you go to basketball. If you don't make the top 64, you deserve to be in.
Then you have the then
If you're 65, if you're even in that little mix there, and it gets to be like football, you just can't play as many games as you can.
Right. Well, that's the whole thing about basketball.
I mean, you
That's
can't
why
have
you have the NCAA tournament, and then after that, you go to the NIT tournament.
Yeah, so I think the 12 teams
That's-
needs to stay. For
Maybe
a while.
they do 12-team NIT rankings. If for the guys that don't make the first 12, you go to the second 12, and that's how you work it. I guess maybe that's what they need to do.
I guess that's why.
You're the runner-up conference.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like putting emphasis on having to win your conference.
I'm sure we're
That's
going to get a call
important.
this
Like, I
year.
felt
They're going
bad
to get
for
our
Florida
opinion on
State.
this. They're going to fly us down to the college football.
Oh, I'm
playoffs
sure they will
with
too.
the ESPN and all those guys. I believe Orange will be on there. Because we are the most exciting sports network in the nation. And fastest growing. Thank you. Don't get me
That
excited.
is true.
So anyways, all right. So it's exciting.
Again,
Here's the deal. This is my time of the year. Just kind of slow down a little bit. Let's enjoy the moment. One game at a time, one day at a time. I mean, we go through that long summer, and then the time finally comes here, and it goes too fast. So
it does. But we're going to have fun tomorrow.
yeah, we're gonna have fun tomorrow. We'll go live. We'll do a little shout out commercial or something at the game.
Yep.
So we're gonna be tailgating. It's a noon game, so we can only get there so early.
Very true.
All right, so let me mention a couple sponsors while I think about it. You got Tiger Liquor over there, Backyard Broken Road Barbecue, who's a sponsor of ours, has a place set up at Tiger Liquor
I was about to
going
say,
into Pendleton.
That's right, going down
Yeah.
Pendleton down
So
there.
you can go pick up your barbecue there.
And you're looking.
Pick at the game. Golden Gate of Clemson, they got that parking place. Just show there.
That's true.
You need some parking, go to Golden Gate, go to our website, go to his page, and get you. They got a ride to and from the game.
I used them last week and it was awesome. Golden Gate.
Yeah, I told you about it. You did. We missed each other. And Kia Anderson, 0.some% financing. Just crazy. Go get your car. They're selling cars like crazy down there. They're doing something right. What else?
Nothing.
What time we? Well, who's got a watch on?
I got 5:45.
5:45.
I got practice at 6.
Okay.
I think
All right.
we're good.
So we've done everything.
We got it all.
We got to get some people in here.
I think they're.
Jim coming out. We can't get them in here because they're busy. They're doing something
We're
right
gonna do
here.
it and be done with it. So
Hey, do y'all want to go on Tiger Chant? We use it. Let's go another 5 minutes. You got to be aware. Okay. All right. IBleedOrangeClub.com. Go to our YouTube. Also, people subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free, and it also gets us more traction.
and
A lot
he's
of-
going to put a link on I Bleed Orange.
Yeah.
And then you'll have
This
it.
streams to our YouTube. If you're at home and you got the YouTube channel, you can watch us just like anything else. All this stuff that we do goes in there forever. You can watch our sponsors, watch our live shows. We're trying to grow this thing. We got big dreams, and we're going places with this. Go big or go home, baby. Let's go. Yeah. So we're growing, and a lot of stuff happening, and we're just getting started. And
There it is.
there it is, right there. Put it up closer.
Right. I can't see where this is. Yeah, there
So-
you go. Right there.
YouTube. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. We don't have nearly as many members as we should. We want to open up the doors where we can get some advertisement and actually get paid for this on YouTube. You can actually get paid, which is pretty cool. We're not Mike Tyson. We can't come out there with the name Mike Tyson and get 1 million followers, right?
You can come up with Michael Adcock.
We might lose a few.
Oh, well, that's true.
All right. We're trying to get some people on here, but they're busy. It means they're doing something right.
They're clearly
It's
doing
Friday. It's almost closing.
So we're going to
And
just.
we're going to do the Tiger chant.
There you go.
Excuse us. We're loud. All right. Get over here a little
Have
bit.
y'all met Josh?
Oh, by the way, I'm Josh Starnes.
He's very loud.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Hold on a second. I got to get over to YouTube more. Over this way. There we go. All right. Ready?
Smack.
All right. I Bleed Orange Sports Network. Such a time as this, we always end with the Tiger chant. We are the most exciting, fastest growing sports network in the nation. You ready? CLEMSON. Fight, Tigers, fight, Tigers, fight. I Bleed Orange, baby. Woo! YouTube, come on down to see us. Come on down here to Diamonds, Gold, and Direct and get you some jewelry for that special person in your life, or get it for yourself.